Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of the Men of Yoshiwara Kikuya, or Gyakuten Yoshiwara, whichever you prefer. We are on Takeo's path, and I think we should be coming to his end soon, and then we'll do his extras afterwards. But for now, we are on Chapter 3, The Stories of the Past. So sit back and let me read you a story. It's Takeo's father. Takeo's father was right in front of my eyes. And could he also be my father? In that place, it was Takeo's father, Masakusa-san, Takao and I. Everyone stared at each other with faces fraught with tension. You're the daughter of Hideo-san, the island shipping agent? My hair stood on end. How did he know that? How does he know? You know? Your mother was a very beautiful person. Masakusa-san looked at me with a nostalgic look in his eyes. I thought that I had to say something, but the words wouldn't come out. So, we're wondering if she and I are siblings. Siblings? Oh, I see. Is that what this is about? What? Do you know something? Takao and I tilted our heads to Masakusa-san, who seemed to imply that he knew something we didn't. Masakusa-san looked back and forth at Takao and I. Then he slowly opened his mouth. Are you two in love? What about it? If that's what this is, then you can relax, because you two aren't related by blood at all. Huh? Since you two came all the way here for that, it seems like it would be better to give you the whole story. Please. This person wasn't my father. And Takao wasn't my blood relative. Masakusa then invited us into his home. He told us stories of the past. Hideo-san was quite a pretty lady. I was surprised when she came to my shop for the first time. My mother? Even now she must still be pretty, right? I don't think she has a bad reputation. I see. I'd like to see her again. He had such gentle eyes. It looked like he was wearing Takeo's gentle gaze. But the wrinkles that were carved at the corners of his eyes lacked his strength. I felt something very warm. Did you fall in love? I did fall in love. I was head over heels crazy in love. That's what I thought. Because you had the pitiful face of someone who's been drowned by love. I wonder if there's such a thing as love without misery. Doesn't seem like there is. Well, what happened with that miserable love? In those days, I was the #1 courtesan at the shop. But she didn't pay attention to someone like me, and became friendly with another gentleman. I just couldn't stand it. It got me hopping mad. All my sweet talk and charms just wouldn't work, because that girl had a strong personality. One day, one of the attendants who took a liking to me spread a false rumor. Without a doubt, I was the father of Takao, but he spread a rumor that the gentleman who fell for your mother had Takao with another woman. So that means... How crafty. So that my mother and that gentleman became husband and wife. You understand quite well. That's it exactly. And if that happened, he thought she would come back to me. It was a short-sighted idea, but I couldn't come to scold that attendant. Probably because I still hoped that there might be a chance for me to have her. But she never showed up in the red light district ever again. After that, I heard a rumor that she had a child. I guess that would be you. You really do look like your mother. He's probably looking at the parts of my mother that remain with me. Masakusa's sad eyes stared at me. You just didn't know when to give up. And that's how men are. You'll also understand that someday. Well, shall we go, Miso? Huh? Are we going back already? We finished what we came here for. Takao then attempted to leave. But is this really okay? They're really parent and child. Wouldn't it be all right to be a little more emotional? I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know if he wants to stay or not. Maybe I'll say, is it really okay? Takao, is that really okay? Of course it is. But we went through all this trouble, and here you are, father and son, meeting each other. When I said that, both Takao and Masakuza-san looked down as if they didn't know what to do. I think perhaps Takao is saying that he doesn't want to be here with me. How much longer until you can retire? With a chagrined face, Takao bit his lips tightly. I wonder whose fault it is that the date of his retirement has been extended. Perhaps that's what he was thinking. I also felt frustrated and irritable. I thought that I would say something, and just as I opened my mouth, "Huh, thanks to you, it won't be for some time." Takao said that with a strong look in his eyes. I see. What about someone buying your freedom? This has nothing to do with you, right? I don't think that's the case, but you didn't run away, did you? I'm not running or hiding anything. More than that, if your body's not well, you should hurry up, get better, and get to work. I would appreciate that the most. Then Masakuza-san fell silent. But come to think of it, I had heard that he was sick. But looking at him, he looked healthy. He seemed dressed quite neatly, and didn't look like he was having much trouble with anything, but... Let's go, Misao. Yes. There was nothing more that I could say. Takao. As Takao began to leave, Masakuza-san called out to him. Takao slowly turned back, twisting only his neck to do so. That young lady there. You love her, don't you? Takao quickly looked down at the floor. He immediately brought his face up and made his usual smile. She's the first woman that I've ever loved, he said with a clear voice. I was so hot that it felt like my chest was burning. Takao! Masakuza-san kindly smiled as if he were relieved. It was very kind. His smile made it seem like he really thought preciously of Takao. You're going back to the island, are you? Yeah. From now on, I'll help you. Masakuza-san was making an extremely kind face, but Takao may not have been able to understand that meaning. He put on a stern face and glanced at Masakuza-san. Then he turned his back to him. Get back safely. Without giving any response, Takao gently pressed my back and began walking. Goodbye. I bowed to Masakuza-san almost as if to apologize. Urged by Takao, I also turned my back to him. Takao didn't turn back, not even once. But I could feel his gaze clinging to us the whole time. Masakuza-san cherished Takao. I have no evidence to prove that, but I certainly felt that way. After that, we were able to successfully stow away on the ship returning to the island. On that ship, Takao told me about his father and mother. He told me that his mother also didn't work, and she was always asking him for money. About his father, Masakuza-san, who we met today, he heard a rumor that he was suffering from illness, and that's why he was sending him money himself. Takao told me all this in a quiet and relaxed tone of voice. He lived in a world that was beyond my understanding, and that's why he became so strong. That's why he learned the skills to survive. But even with all that, his eyes were unclouded. He always stared at me with straight, clear, and strong eyes. He had a terrifyingly fierce life force. He encompassed my everything. Both of us left the island without permission. Regardless of how we returned, we would be punished. While thinking that, we swayed with the movement of the boat as we snuggled. Misao, where did you go? When I heard that you had run off with someone, I thought that she wouldn't find me. But she found me as soon as we got off the boat. She rushed towards me and clung onto me and started to sob. Mom, I'm sorry. I didn't think that I would cause her this much worry. My heart ached. Oh, but you did come back. You came back to your mother. Mom. Next to me, Takao bowed deeply, and with his head still down, he didn't move for a while. My mother continued to cling on to me and sob. Takao. After a while, Takao lifted his head and then started to leave. Takao! And just then I called out to him. The face that I saw as he looked back contorted with sadness. Naturally, tears spilled from my eyes. I still have to apologize to Iroha-san a bit. My mother also lifted her head and looked at Takao. I wanted to ask if she was okay, but as I tried to ask, I just couldn't do it. Um... Mom, help me. No. Mother, help me. What should I do? I feverishly asked Mother for help. Then... I'll accompany you to Kikuya. Huh? All at once, everyone turned back to where the voice came from. And right there, it was Masakusa-san, who we had just left on the mainland. Are you... Hideo-san, it's been too long. Masakusa-san bowed politely. His gesture was done very smoothly and was very refined. I could imagine him being renowned as a courtesan. I am Takeo's father, Masakusa. Huh? After that, Masakusa-san talked about what had happened. My mother seemed to have taken quite a shock. But perhaps thanks to Masakusa-san's gentlemanly attitude, she quickly calmed down. In the end, she laughed. It's all in the past. And she said that she was really happy about Takao and I. Then Takao, Masakusa-san, and I, the three of us decided to head towards Kikuya. The last chapter, Once My Duty Is Done. And we only have 60% affinity with him, so I don't know how much you need to get the super happy ending. We'll see. As the three of us, Takao, Masakusa-san, and I, passed through the curtains of Kikuya. Takao. Iroha-san's angry voice immediately came flying out. Ah, he seems pretty angry. Of course he is. I hurriedly pulled Takeo's sleeves in response to his carefree tone, but Takao calmed down with just a quick glance at me. It looks like they raised quite a courageous boy. Why, thanks. What the... Is this an example of like father, like son? How could you just leave without saying anything? Iroha-san isn't acting like his usual self. He came stomping down the hallway towards us. What were you thinking? Wow. What's going on? This change. Just now it was only for a moment, but there was a spurt of gray hair. It seemed to have grown out quickly. It's evident that Iroha is quite angry. Huh? What? Just now? This person just said my name. As he said that, he realized that it was Masakusa-san. Masakusa-san looked towards Iroha and smiled. Long time no see, Iroha. Seems like you've been doing well. A shocked expression came from Iroha-san's face, but after a quick shake of his body, he returned to sanity. Did you not go to the mainland? Iroha-san began to talk with his usual firm attitude. I do live on the mainland. Well, what brings you here today? You've taken care of my son for quite some time. What is this about? Wouldn't this be enough for him to retire? As he said that, Masakusa-san put his hand inside his inner pocket and pulled out a parcel. Are you returning evil for good? Let's return good for good. Iroha, you relayed information about my sickness to Takao. You acted as my so-called between. And for that, I'm truly grateful. Wait a minute. It's money in that parcel? This is about me, yet I have no idea what this is about. Then Iroha let out a deep sigh. This man, he's always been like this. Thinking it might pay for his treatment, I stretched the truth to have Takao send money. He must have been happy to save this money. What? So, was the rest of it money that you earned on your own? You understand quite well. That's pretty much it exactly. I'm grateful to Takao and Iroha. I've been on my own the whole time. This supported my living. Takao, I truly want you to be happy. The dream I could not fulfill. My dream to live happy in matrimony with the woman I love. Can you make it come true? Silence flowed throughout the place. I felt like I could see the true reason behind the kindness in Masakusa-san's eyes. He really is a kind-hearted person. So, perhaps that is why Takao was able to be Takao. I was so moved that I felt that I was about to cry, and my heart trembled. Takao. I looked up at Takeo's dignified profile. As dignified as he was, his face now looked like he was about to cry. Even if you didn't say anything, I'll fulfill my own dream. Takao declared that in a clear manner.
I've been thinking that you would get a special punishment when you get back. That's what I've been thinking, but...
Uh,
Anyway, let's just go forward with the punishment.
hey, don't smile, Iroha. That's creepy.
How rude. In the old days, you would compliment my smile.
Yeah, definitely, because in the past you had a more peaceful smile. If you get too angry, you'll get wrinkles. Takeo! Takeo really knows no fear. He's right in front of Iroha-san, who has such a scary ogre-like face. This... And just then...
Huh? Isn't that Takao? So, you're alive.
Making wry comments with a happy look on his face, Tokiwa-san had come in. Don't go killing me off like that.
Ah, that's right, because you don't seem like the type to expire so easily.
What's that supposed to mean?
What a beautiful foreigner. Who might you be? I'm Takeo's father.
I don't know, I think they messed up the text there somehow. I don't know if that was supposed to be Masakusa-san saying that, or Iroha was supposed to be introducing the... I don't know. I'm confused.
Huh? Well, look at you. Aren't you a handsome fellow? And thank you. It's not bad to be called beautiful by another man. However, I heard that Takeo's father was a violent drunk and had a habit of incurring debt. Women, men, children, he used violence against everyone. That's what I heard, but you seem like a different person.
Hey, this is the first time I heard of this.
That's funny. This is the first time I heard it, too. I guess it was all in my imagination, then.
Don't go imagining strange things.
Yes, sorry.
From Tokiwa-san's behavior, it looked like he didn't regret it at all. It seemed like he was ready to accept any scolding. But I didn't expect everything to go so smoothly. Then there, once again. What's all this commotion at the entrance? Kagero-san suddenly showed up.
Hi, Kagero.
Kagero-san came out with an annoyed look on his face. But as soon as he saw Takeo's face, his eyes widened. When did you come back? Coming here like it's nothing at all?
Nothing at all?
That seems a bit too much. I just came back in, and I'm just in the middle of receiving a scolding. After that, I'll be asking to become husband and wife with this woman. Huh? Takeo grabbed my shoulders and held me close, then kissed my hair. Isn't this embarrassing? You don't need to be so embarrassed with a small thing like this. Haven't you always enjoyed yourself with things more embarrassing than this?
You seem to get along quite well.
Wait 1 minute. Just now, did you say husband and wife? And who is this man? Asking me those questions all at once. Right, Misao? Are you talking to me?
Give me a break. In front of the shop. Oh, wait a minute. This bothers me too. Husband and wife? What a joke of yours, right, Takao? It seems to be true, but I still haven't given my bless.
Husband and wife? Kagura-san, just when did... That's right. Kagura-san, what do you think? When's the ceremony?
What? You're not surprised?
When is the ceremony? He seems to be a little surprised.
Shut your mouth, Kagero.
Sorry.
It looks like you guys have quite a bit of fun in this shop here.
Who are you?
Please, everyone, leave right now. I no longer feel like punishing anyone. This is a first for me. Masakusa-san, since the old days, you were the person that would make everyone relax.
So, you'll accept the money?
It can't be helped.
Thank you. Masakusa-san bowed deeply. Influenced by this, Takeo and I bowed, There was a complete change in the atmosphere from earlier. It returned to complete silence.
Okay, everyone, back to work. It's another busy day today.
It seemed like everyone had something they wanted to say, but they went into the back in silence. Iroha-san turned his sights towards us again.
You can leave this place whenever you want. I look forward to your wedding ceremony.
After leaving us with those words, a slight smile came across Iroha-san's face. And that smile was more impressive than any smile to date. Before I knew it, I had bowed again. The days passed by.
Hey, I can't believe we're having such peaceful days like this.
While the two of us snuggled in bed, Takao narrowed his eyes and looked at me. Up until now, haven't we been too busy?
You might be right.
Takao was finally approaching his retirement. We officially became husband and wife. Takao said that he hadn't worked as anything other than a gentleman of the night, but it seemed like he wouldn't have any problem working with me as a shipping agent. He could do anything flawlessly. My mother was also happy to have a man around, just as Takao said. Our days really were peaceful and happy. We worked hard together during the day, have meals together and sleep together. We hug without any sense of shame. We feel each other's warmth and exchange words of love. In my wildest dreams, I never could have thought that such happy days would come to me. Takao stared at me while quietly combing my hair. When he did that, I would sleep very peacefully.
Oh, by the way.
What is it? It's morning, but it seemed like the two of us might fall back asleep together. A sweet, husky voice.
My father said that he would come tomorrow.
Huh?
Something about a second youth. Hey, Misao.
Yes?
This is a place that's full of happiness.
Yes, it's a very warm place. As I said that, I was drawn closer to Takao's chest. Then we held each other tightly. Today is another day that I can wake up in the warmth of happiness. Good morning, Takao.
Good morning, Misao.
Takao was next to me. He was smiling only at me, while feeling that there was no greater happiness than this. We had our first kiss of the day. Whoops. Okay, now the sequel date is available. I had the feeling that was just the Oh no, that said super happy ending achieved. Okay, so that was a super happy ending. And in the next episode, we will get the regular ending, and we'll do the sequel and date scenario. So I hope to see you come back for that. I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show your support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.